What about this shocking discovery made inside the FBI? This was incredible. Sources telling Fox News Digital that Director Kash Patel found a tranche of documents related to the Trump Russia probe inside multiple burn bags. These burn bags are used to destroy highly classified information. Now, we don't know the nature of the documents just yet and whether anything was actually destroyed. But of course, Director Patel told me about this back in May, that these documents existed and were soon to come to light. Watch.
Burn bags of Russiagate materials, and we'd love to get your thoughts on that.
He said what?
Burn bags of Russiagate materials that
the
FBI supposedly found.
I don't know that. I don't know what you mean by that statement. Say
bags full of Russiagate documents.
A burn bag. I thought you said appointed a man named Burn Bag. Go ahead. You got to speak up.
Thousands of documents in these bags, supposedly burn bags at the FBI in the secret room.
Well, I want everything to be shown. You know, as long as it's fair and reasonable, I think it will be shown and it should be shown. And I think he feels that way, and I think Pam feels that way. But it's got to be, it's got to be stuff that really doesn't hurt people unfairly, because you have so many people involved. And if they can do that in a fair way, I think it's great. I think it's really great. The whole thing is a scam. It's a scam set up by the Democrats, and they love talking about it. But I would like to see people exposed that might be bad. And we'll see how that all works out. But it's getting to be very old news. You know, if they had anything, they would have done it the week before the election, because they were losing by a lot. If they had anything, they would have done it. They controlled the file. The Democrats controlled it. Comey and all this, sleazebags, every one of them that you read about all the time. And I guess they've got some problems now having to do with yet a different scandal, very big one. But they control that file. So I would think that if they would have had something in the file, they would have released it about a week before the election, maybe 2 weeks, right, Brian? That's right. Go ahead.
Mr. President, welcome home, by the way. Thank you very much. Good to see you.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. When you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Let me go and read this. I'm just trying to see if anybody's been arrested. Does any of this report says, any of these headlines say that somebody's been arrested? Am I reading that correctly? Let me see. Damn. Nobody been arrested. Ain't nobody been made an example out of yet. Ain't nobody been thrown against the wall, thrown against the floor. They made him walk backwards and put his hands up or her hands up and make him do the two-step Dougie. Ain't nobody been walked out and thrown in handcuffs yet. Damn. But oh boy, found it in the bag. Now we hinted on this in May, talked about this in May not too long ago, and here it is. Kash Patel found thousands of sensitive Trump Russia probe documents inside burn bags in the secret room at FBI. Here we are, family. Holy guacamole, holy banana split, extra drizzle. You just can't make this up. Them patriots are ready for somebody to be walked out. I mean, just somebody, anybody. Hey. But Kash Patel just found thousands of Russia collusion documents in burn bags hiding inside a secret room in an FBI building. They fabricated a hoax, then planned to destroy the evidence. Why hasn't anyone been arrested? Oh boy. Dear Kash Patel, release everything you have on Obama. Do not hold back anything. Sincerely, 77+ million MAGA patriots. Yeah, Barry. He ought to be fully investigated. We know what happened to the chef. They ought to do a full-blown investigation. They ought to woke you out, Barry. Y'all on the podcast, you and Big Michael. Everybody want to talk about how to raise their kids and how to give people advice. Stop giving people advice. Let people live their life. This why y'all running all them Democrats out the door. Tell them they need to do this, they got to do that, they need to, pull out the mushroom tip. No, ain't nobody listening to y'all no more. The hell with y'all. The hell with Democrats. The Democrat Party's done. Shot. And it's just gates everywhere, scandals, fraud everywhere. And some of you Republicans too. Everybody got to be walked out. You know. Y'all thought y'all was just the clean individuals? No, it's dirty on both sides. You know. But y'all just got a little more common sense on this side. Shoot. But current people laughing to the bank. Smiling, laughing to got their hands in the cookie jar. I tell you. So current top 10 list of who Kash Patel needs to arrest: Obama, George Soros, Clapper, Biden, Comey, Hunter Biden, Brennan, Shifty Schiff, Hillary, that Heffadell. She probably still deleting emails. I tell you. And Fauci, you know, mass murder. Who did I miss? Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. I'm telling you, that list is extended. It's like 50, 100 plus. Yeah, not just that 10. That's the top 10 list, but that list it's well over 50, 100. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that need to be held accountable. That need to be walked out and made an example out of. You know, but Kash Patel found burned bags filled with Russiagate documents in a secret room. Why didn't the prior administration burn these if they contain such damning information? Has anyone been arrested? ? Does this announcement come with arresting Comey and Clinton? Oh boy. People just want to see arrest. People just want to see somebody held accountable, investigated, interrogated with it, you know, with the little CCTV footage camera up on the wall. They want to see something. Yeah, they want to see some handcuffs, some breaking news, something. I'm telling you. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. But we showed you in the beginning of the show how President Trump responded. We finna jump into this, man. I tell you. Oh boy. But again, they talked about this in May. And here it is.
Here with more. Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett, former FBI special agent, Fox News contributor Nicole Parker. Nicole, burn bags, not a common term that the average person may know. You're very familiar with it because of your time in the FBI.
That's right. So first of all, I'm not shocked by anything that we're hearing, having worked there for over a dozen years. Absolutely nothing shocks me about what may have happened at the FBI. That's one of the reasons that I left. But when I hear burn bag, that's common lingo inside the FBI. All documentation, documents, anything that you basically use or touch at the FBI goes into a burn bag. And sometimes you shred the documents, sometimes you just put them straight into the burn bag. But those documents are literally escorted to an incinerator by armed agents. I mean, it's a very serious process because we must take our documentation very seriously at the FBI, and that is what they do. And so to hear that documentation was found at FBI headquarters in burn bags that were never taken to an incinerator is baffling, but at the same time, it's not baffling, Sean. And there are a number of reasons that could have occurred. I wouldn't be shocked if it was just someone that wasn't doing their job, or someone that just put them in a room and thought, you know what, someone else will deal with that. Or if it was someone who is, you know, high level in the FBI and isn't actually familiar with what the rank and file agents do in taking things to the incinerator to have burned. There are a number of reasons that this could have occurred, but the key is that these documents were found.
Let's talk about this, Greg Jarrett. We spent 3 long years unpeeling every layer of the onion on this story. Seems kind of sloppy that if they had incriminating materials, which is what I'm assuming here they found in these burn bags, that they didn't take care of those and eliminate that. And I bet that's causing a lot of agita and anxiety in the minds of a number of names that would be very familiar to this audience.
Yeah, it could be somebody who didn't want to be a party to a crime by burning them, because attempting to destroy or conceal evidence is the crime of obstruction of justice, Sean, if it's done to hide documents relevant to a criminal or congressional investigation or in anticipation of one. So these documents are not just relevant, they may be pivotal. So that's point number 1 on obstruction. Point number 2 is Senator Charles Grassley has been investigating the collusion hoax and those behind it for years, which is why these burn bag documents were turned over to him. So the question becomes, who ordered the planned burning? Why did they do it? Although the why to me seems readily self-evident. Whoever was involved was trying to conceal evidence that they didn't like, things that might implicate them. And it doesn't matter if the material was classified, you still cannot destroy it if it relates to an investigation. Go ahead.
One of the documents FBI officials allegedly found in the burn bag were the classified annex, to former special counsel John Durham's final report, which includes the underlying intelligence that he reviewed. Why would that be so critical? To me, that's critical.
Because it likely reveals many of the government actors who instigated and corruptly spread the phony collusion narrative despite knowing it was totally untrue. So, it's the usual suspects. Was it Comey and his acolytes at the FBI, Brennan's team of CIA partisans? Was it Clapper, the Obama White House? They're all reasonable suspects based on the damning evidence revealed in just the last couple of weeks, leading to an official criminal investigation. And, in my two books, I identified all the people who appear to have lied under oath, committed crimes. So it doesn't surprise me that incriminating evidence of lies and lying people was slated for the incinerator. There was never a Trump-Russia collusion conspiracy, but there was a conspiracy to frame Donald Trump for collusion.
We're going to continue to follow this story. It's getting more interesting by the day. We expect that.
Discovery made inside the FBI. This was incredible. Sources telling Fox News Digital that Director Kash Patel found a tranche of documents related to the Trump-Russia probe inside multiple burn bags. These burn bags are used to destroy highly classified information. Now, we don't know the nature of the documents just yet and whether anything was actually destroyed. But, of course, Director Patel told me about this back in May, that these documents existed and were soon to come to light. Watch.
As much as we know about Crossfire Hurricane, he and I just found out more last week, and we're continuing to work with Congress to put those documents out. That's how vindictive and vicious the former leadership structure here was. Not only did they bastardize the FISA process and lie to the American public, they withheld and hid documentation and put it in rooms where people weren't supposed to look. And it's a good thing we're here now to clean it up, and you're about to see a wave of transparency.
But are you saying you found things that even you didn't know about?
Yes. I was the lead Russiagate investigator for the House Intelligence Committee.
We want to see a wave of people being walked out with their hands behind their back. That's the way we want to see a wave of handcuffs. Yeah, buddy. My bad, y'all. I got a little carried away. I'm sorry. They say, Rick, sir, no one's going to be held accountable, sir.
I'm telling you and the American public that we have now found material and information and people who wanted to hide it from the world.
Now, that was back in May. Fox News Digital reporting one of those documents is the classified annex to Special Counsel John Durham's report, which is now headed to the Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley for release. CIA Director John Ratcliffe broke the news about this annex on Sunday with me on Sunday Morning Futures. Watch.
What hasn't come out yet and what's going to come out is the underlying intelligence that I have spent the last few months making recommendations about final declassification and sent that to the Department of Justice that will come out in the John Durham report classified annex. And what that intelligence shows, Maria, is that part of this was a Hillary Clinton plan, but part of it was an FBI plan to be an accelerant to that fake Steele dossier, to those fake Russia collusion claims by pouring oil on the fire, by amplifying the lie and burying the truth of what Hillary Clinton was up to. And you're right, Maria. John Brennan testified to John Durham in August of 2020. He also testified to the House Oversight Committee in 2022. Hillary Clinton testified before John Durham under oath in 2022. James Comey testified before the Senate committee in September 2020. All of that's within the last 5 years. And much of that testimony is, frankly, completely inconsistent with what our underlying intelligence that is about to be declassified in the Durham annex, what that reflects.
Yeah, this is going to be something when this comes out soon, Todd. It's going to show that the FBI had plans to be an accelerant, as he said, throwing oil on the fire.
Despite
something to read.
Yeah, and despite Democrats insisting throughout the last couple of weeks that there was nothing new here, clearly there is a lot new, and it was contained in these bags. But Maria, this leads to a question that I just can't figure out. If they were in burn bags, and obviously the outgoing administration, the outgoing FBI infrastructure knew that, you know, there was going to be a new president on Inauguration Day. That is scheduled. We know Inauguration's days between now and the end of time. Why didn't they burn what was in the burn bags by then? Did they underestimate Trump and the incoming administration that much that they wouldn't discover this information? It seems odd to underestimate a guy who won the presidency not once but twice and made it known to everybody that he was going to be coming in here guns blazing with loyalists who are going to do what they needed to do to get to the bottom of it. So why wasn't this stuff burned if it was in burn bags by the last administration?
Well, I mean, destroying evidence is a big deal.
Oh, I understand, but you put it past this cabal
No,
in the intel. They created a Russia
Big
hoax.
deal.
You think
Right.
burning
Big
the
deal.
evidence is past them?